I worry it could begin to look like intimidation when it's at someone's doorstep. I'm someone.
It's so funny. So does what Alito wrote. Looks the same way to me. Looks like intimidation.
Well,
and yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
But it also shows Alito what it feels like to lose your freedom of choice. He cannot leave the house easily, so maybe that's a good lesson for them.
Well, and I will say,
a good lesson for them. We'll bring back our panel. Tony, I'm sure you're aware of it because you know all. But there was a judge, I believe her last name was Salas, in Newark, in which somebody didn't like a ruling she had, and a person went to her house. Her husband and 17-year-old son answered the door. 17-year-old son was shot, killed.
Right.
Going to a judge's house is not a joke. And it's something, I mean, we saw Bill Barr said that it's a state and federal crime.
Right.
But I don't think the left, just because of the politics involved with this, are thinking about this. They never think, what if the shoe were on the other foot?
That's a great point.
And I think they need to start thinking about these things.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's actually the conversation. The left believes that whatever happens to you is something you deserve, or whatever happens to them is an affront against civilization. And you go back to that clip from The View. I'm sorry, Alyssa Farah is a very nice person. I remember her from her time working in Vice President Pence's office. She was extremely helpful. That is a nonsense response, Alyssa. You just had Joy Behar say it's good that a Supreme Court justice get threatened for looking at a law, for looking at, I should say, a decision from the court and overturning it because it was indeed egregious and political at the time. And you laugh through that. You don't stand up to that. This is exactly the problem that we're seeing everywhere. The court is supposed to make tough calls and tough decisions. And there is nothing that says that a policy, or I should say a ruling, can't be overturned. But to laugh it off and to allow Joy Behar, or anybody else for that matter, to make that kind of despicable, awful, you know what, your skirt was too short kind of statement, which Joy Behar made, is despicable and wrong, and you got to stand up against that stuff wherever you are, listen, wherever you are, America.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt
No,
you there,
go
Bob.
ahead.
I'm just checking out here. Also, I know we have a little bit of sound from Jen Psaki earlier today. A reporter asked her a question about the DOJ responding swiftly to school board members who felt like they were being harassed and intimidated. Again, we're talking about parents, school board members versus Supreme Court justices. Let's listen to Jen Psaki.
There are voices on the right who have called out this protests that are happening while remaining silent for years on protests that have happened outside of the homes of school board members, the Michigan Secretary of State, or including threats made to women seeking reproductive health care, or even an insurrection against our Capitol.
Yeah, I'm going to say, Erin, I think very similar to what we heard Tony say there. It all depends on which way you are looking at the topic, right?
Oh, yeah. Jen Psaki just absolutely proved Tony's point there, right? It's an affront to them if it's somebody standing in front of them saying, I don't like what you're doing. But what we're seeing happening to the Supreme Court is attempted intimidation and an attempt to change a possible outcome, a draft outcome of a Supreme Court ruling against something that was not constitutionally done in the first place, right? If you actually look back at what happened with Roe v. Wade, that was a complete overreach by the judiciary to act as a legislative superbody. And now we have justices, strong conservative constitutionalists on the Supreme Court. You want to talk about election having consequences? We have 3 strong conservatives now on the Supreme Court because of President Donald Trump being unafraid to say, if you are willing to look at the Constitution and use that as a document and not as a living document, then yes, we should have you on the Supreme Court. But what the left is doing is what they always do. They try to intimidate, shout down, and silence those who would disagree. And at this point, what are they hoping? That they could bully the Supreme Court? But what they need to remember is the other side of this, which is that radicals and aggressive and violence has happened to judges in the United States for ruling in a way, to your point, Bob, that the left did not, or someone did not agree with. We need to take a cooler head to this. And yes, there's a place for a peaceful protest, but we need to be respectful of individuals. And that has never been the left's MO.
Yeah, and that's why I brought up that case. It wasn't scripted. We weren't planning on it. But I just want people to understand, because we just put this soundbite in because this came from today. And it's amazing to me, Tony, as we've got about 40 seconds left here, that the left continues to go with this argument that it's okay to go to their houses and protest, as if they haven't had second thoughts about it. But like you said, it's like, no, this is what we want, and that's why we're doing it.
And it goes to, and I'll do it in 15 seconds, this very cult-like obsession over the topic of abortion. America has said in multiple polls, they want legalized abortion, but they would like restrictions on it. The political left says we want legalized abortion and we want to be able to do anything with it, including partial birth, and including, for some people, infanticide. And that's not where America is. It's a very cult-like conversation that's being had over there.
Right. Erin, Tony, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.